Welcome back to Amazing Journeys. Western Australia is huge. It takes up almost a third of the entire country. But here's the twist. Nearly 80% of its population lives in just one place, Perth. Yup, this sun-soaked city, Perth, isn't only the capital. It's the core of Western Australia's urban scene. So what's it really like to live in a city where the ocean meets the outback, where friendly faces and outdoor adventures are just part of the daily routine? Is it a dream come true? Or is there more to the story? Stick around as we dive into the magic and quirks of life in Perth. And if you love exploring places that inspire wanderlust, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an adventure with Amazing Journeys. Imagine waking up to a sky so blue it makes Instagram filters obsolete. That's life in Perth, where the sun feels like it's on a permanent mission to brighten your day. With fresh air filling your lungs and birdsong replacing car horns, mornings here gently whisper, "Go on, have a great day." One of the perks? You can walk or bike to work without the subway chaos typical of Sydney or Melbourne. Instead, you're soaking in the sunlight, passing friendly neighbours who nod or greet you with a casual good day. Even the occasional gardener might wave as you pass by. Perth spoils you with options. Love the beach? You'll find pristine shores straight out of a travel brochure. Prefer the hills? There are scenic trails for hiking and cycling, and the Swan River cruises, pure postcard material. But it's more than just scenic views. It's a place that keeps you moving. A morning run or evening ride feels effortless here. Whether you're chasing fitness goals or unwinding after work, Perth makes you feel like you're thriving, body and soul. And really, isn't that what we're all aiming for? And what's better than a beautiful morning? A stress-free commute that lets you soak in that morning glow. In Perth, getting from point A to point B feels like a breeze. The roads are well maintained, smooth enough that even your coffee stays put in the cup holder. Unlike the bumper-to-bumper chaos you'd see in Sydney or Melbourne, traffic jams here are more of a rare "oh wow" moment than a daily struggle. Driving isn't your thing? No worries, Perth's public transport system is impressively punctual. Trains at the main stations arrive every 15 minutes like clockwork, which means you won't be standing there wondering if you've fallen into a time warp. And the stations? Clean and spacious. Not the kind of place that makes you want to hold your breath. Be it a workday commute or a weekend adventure, the lack of congestion and efficient transit options make travelling feel refreshingly simple. You'll probably spend more time deciding where to grab lunch than stressing about how to get there. Would you trade crowded subways for scenic bike paths and open roads? Here, the journey itself becomes part of the joy. But it's not just the journey that makes life in Perth enjoyable, it's the people you meet along the way. In Perth, don't be surprised if a total stranger smiles and says, "G'day." It's just how people roll here. Whether it's a neighbour watering their garden or someone walking their dog, small greetings are just the start. The real magic happens during the weekends when backyards turn into party spots. Weekend barbecues with sizzling steaks, laughter and clinking glasses are practically a ritual. Block parties, they're a regular thing too. Complete with homemade desserts, kids running around and someone inevitably pulling out a guitar. Casual chats over the fence can easily turn into spontaneous coffee breaks or invitations to dinner. It's not simply about exchanging greetings, it's about creating bonds that feel like family. And safety? Perth's friendly vibe extends to how secure it feels. Violent crimes are rare and you'll see patrol cars cruising by just enough to remind you that someone's looking out for the community. So whether you're sharing a meal with neighbours or just enjoying the quiet in your own yard, there's a comforting sense of belonging in Perth. Here you're not just living in a neighbourhood, you're part of a community that embraces you. And really, isn't that the dream? And that sense of belonging doesn't just come from people, it extends to the very spaces they live in. In Perth, space isn't a luxury, it's a way of life. Most homes here are single-storey bungalows with open layouts that let the air flow freely, making every corner feel inviting. The backyards may not be massive, but they're designed for living, perfect for weekend BBQs, quick dip in the pool, or even a small veggie patch. And yes, pools are practically a must-have during Perth's sun-soaked summers. Unlike the cramped apartments of Sydney or Melbourne, homes in Perth give you room to breathe, unwind, and truly live. No need for weekend getaways when your home already feels like one. If you're into outdoor adventures, Perth is basically paradise. The city's flat terrain makes cycling and jogging feel more like a breeze than a workout. No exhausting hills, just smooth, open paths that practically invite you to keep going. And then there's the beaches. Perth's coastline isn't simply nice, it's breathtaking. Think soft, white sand and water so clear you can see your toes even when you're waist deep. Whether you're catching waves or catching a sunset, it's the kind of spot that makes you forget your emails exist. For a change of pace, Kings Park is your go-to picnic spot with stunning views of the city and the Swan River. It's where locals go to relax, stroll, or pretend they're starring in a nature documentary. But if you're up for a bigger adventure, Western Australia's landscapes offer incredible variety. Head north to experience the vast, red-hued outback, or venture east for rolling green hills and vineyards like the world-famous Margaret River wine region. Whether it's exploring lush forests or gazing at rocky coastlines, there's a backdrop for every type of explorer. And if that's not enough, there are countless smaller parks sprinkled throughout the suburbs, each one well kept and ready for a lazy afternoon or a quick workout. Here, nature doesn't just sit quietly in the background, it takes centre stage in everyday life. So grab your picnic blanket or hop on your bike, there's always a new outdoor escape calling your name. And after a day of exploring the great outdoors, coming home to the perfect place is effortless in this city. Let's be honest, owning a home in Australia can feel like chasing a dream. But Perth has always been the exception, a place where the housing market didn't make you second-guess your life choices. For years, it was the affordable alternative to Sydney and Melbourne, offering more space for less money. And the choices? They're as diverse as the city itself. Head north and you'll find new developments in suburbs like Joondalup and Butler, modern homes with bigger backyards and prices that won't crush your budget. Perfect for young families looking for room to grow in a community with parks, schools, and all the essentials. Prefer something more established? The southern suburbs like South Perth, Como, and Applecross deliver charm in spades. Tree-lined streets, river views, and a sense of history you can feel in the air. These neighbourhoods are for those who love classic elegance and a strong community vibe. Renting? Well, that's where things get tricky. Perth used to be a renter's paradise, but times have changed. Rents have surged and vacancy rates are tight. Still, homes here offer more space and comfort than the crowded apartments you'll find elsewhere. And here's the big picture. In 2024, Perth property prices saw a massive 19.1% spike, the highest among Australia's major cities. But even with that increase, Perth's median home price is still far below Sydney and Melbourne's sky-high figures. So while prices may be rising, Perth remains one of the few places where owning a home still feels within reach. And that's something you won't find in every big city. Perth's infrastructure isn't just functional, it's reliable enough to forget it's even there. You turn on the tap and clean drinking water flows. The power stays steady, even during those sweltering summer afternoons. And when it rains, yes, it happens. The drainage system does its job without turning streets into swimming pools. The streets themselves, clean and well maintained without the random potholes that make you feel like you're off-roading. Public spaces get regular TLC too, ensuring everything from park benches to walking paths stays in top shape. Strong infrastructure supports more than just daily life. It also fuels a thriving economy. Perth's job market may not have the sheer variety of Sydney or Melbourne, but it excels in accessibility. Thanks to its strong and steady economy, the unemployment rate remains impressively low, making job hunting less stressful and more achievable. Recent reports show that industries like public services, mining, and construction continue to thrive, driving demand for engineers, project managers, and skilled tradespeople. Western Australia's mining sector alone contributes billions to the economy annually, supporting thousands of jobs and infrastructure projects. But it's not all hard hats and high-vis vests. Perth's government sector has steadily expanded, with increased hiring in healthcare, education and administration, fields that provide stable, long-term career paths. The construction industry is also booming, with ongoing projects ranging from new highways and schools to housing developments that fuel further job growth. The city's central business district remains a solid choice for professionals in finance, IT and consulting. With co-working spaces and new startups on the rise, there's also room for entrepreneurial spirits to thrive. For those seeking career growth, Perth offers more than just job security. It provides a supportive environment where work-life balance is more than a buzzword. Affordable living, shorter commutes and a slower pace of life mean you're not just working, you're living. Whether you're aiming for a corporate position or hands-on work, the city's job scene promises stability, growth and peace of mind, a combination that's increasingly rare in today's fast-pacing world. With a growing economy comes a growing community, one that's as diverse as it is delicious. Perth is a city where cultures blend seamlessly and the food scene proves it. With residents from over 190 nationalities, the city offers an incredible variety of flavours. Whether it's a spicy bowl of laksa, Woodfield pizza or Middle Eastern shawarma, you're never short on options. South Asian cuisine stands out with spots serving biryanis, curries and freshly baked naan. Northbridge's Chinatown is a favourite for late night dumplings, sizzling stir fries and noodle bowls. Beyond the food, events like Harmony Week, Greek festivals and Lunar New Year celebrations showcase Perth's cultural diversity through music, dance and shared traditions. Neighbourhoods like Leederville and Mount Lawley offer cosy pubs and lively rooftop bars where locals and newcomers connect over drinks and stories. In Perth, multiculturalism isn't just seen, it's tasted and experienced. Every meal and gathering is a reminder of the city's rich cultural tapestry. Of course, no place is perfect. Now let's take a look at the quirks that might make you think twice. Living in Perth has its perks, but it's not all sunshine and backyard barbecues. If you're thinking of making Perth your home, here are a few things to consider before you pack your bags. The pace of life. Perth's laid-back vibe can be charming or frustrating. Shops and cafes often close early, especially on weekends. If you're a night owl, brace yourself. Most bars close before 9 p.m, making late-night plans feel like a relic. And in winter, the vibe gets even quieter with fewer night markets and events. For big city enthusiasts, Perth's calm evenings might feel like a snooze fest. The most isolated city in the world, Perth isn't just far, it's really far. Picture this, if you're up for a road trip to Sydney, you're looking at nearly 4,000 kilometres. That's roughly 41 hours of non-stop driving. More than a full work week behind the wheel, and that's assuming you're skipping sleep and pit stops. In reality, it's a multi-day journey that feels more like crossing a continent than a country. Of course, flying is the practical choice, but those flights can get pricey, especially if you're dreaming of spontaneous weekend getaways. Unlike the East Coast, where you can hop in the car and city hop within a few hours, in Perth, even a quick trip feels like a full-blown expedition. The isolation doesn't just affect travel, it slows down your online shopping too. While most Australians unbox their deliveries in a few days, Perth locals often have to wait a little longer. So if instant gratification is your thing, living here might test your patience. Living in Perth means embracing the charm of a city that feels like its own world. Beautiful, laid back and remote, but sometimes that remoteness reminds you this isn't just any city, it's a destination all its own. Summer scorches. Perth's summers are intense, 4 to 5 months of 40 degrees C days, with some record breakers topping 50 degrees C. Stepping outside feels like walking into a blast furnace. Your air conditioner becomes your best friend and your electricity bill's worst nightmare. If you're not a fan of extreme heat, summers here can feel more like survival training. Cost of living. While housing may be cheaper than in Sydney or Melbourne, the mining boom has pushed up the cost of essentials like groceries and dining out. Living near the city centre comes with higher rent, and for young professionals outside high-paying industries, getting a financial foothold can be tough. Despite the quirks, like isolation, heat waves and rising costs, many still love Perth's spacious homes, stunning beaches and laid-back lifestyle. Every paradise has its trade-offs, right? Whether you're ready to embrace the quiet or find it too calm, knowing what to expect makes all the difference. And that's a wrap on this journey through life in Perth. Every city has its pros and cons, and Perth is no different, whether it's the sunny beaches and laid-back lifestyle that draw you in, or the isolation and scorching summers that make you pause. It all comes down to one thing: are the perks worth it for you? Choosing where to live is always a personal adventure, and it's all about whether you can embrace the quirks and celebrate the things that make a place special. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Would you say yes to Perth's lifestyle, or is there another city calling your name? Let us know. And stay tuned for more incredible explorations with amazing journeys. See you next time.